everybody, good evening and welcome to your very own BYJU'S 6th, 7th and 8th grade channel. I'm your teacher Aishwarya, and in this particular class we are going to be kick-starting ANTHE preparations for all of you grade 8 students. And for those of you who don't know what is ANTHE, ANTHE stands for Akash National Talent Hunt Exam that is happening in the second week of October. So I hope all of you are excited for today's class because I will be telling you a lot about ANTHE. I will be telling you what's the syllabus. We will be solving 15 very important and very easy questions from ANTHE. So I hope all of you are excited for this class, and very quickly students, please do let me know if my audio, my video and my screen and whatever I'm writing on the screen is visible to all of you. If it is, give me a quick thumbs up in the live chat to let me know that we are good to go. And very quickly, a reminder for all my students, today we are not having a mentee quiz. Today will be a poll-based session, right? Good evening, Kavin. I can see Purvi, Saroj, Shashank, Ayush, Sridevi, Shaurya, Amrita, Sangoj. Ma'am, test में bio नहीं आता. No, test में bio है, of course. First two chapters in science are bio, right? Good evening, Creativity Corner. Srinath, somebody's birthday today. Happy birthday to you. I did not see your name. I can see Trisha, Sanskriti, Ramya, Rahul. Okay, Shamili, Harshit, good evening all of you, good evening. Now I know that many of you have been waiting for class 8th ANTHE preparation for a very long time. And you kept asking me when class 8, when class 8th preparation is going to happen. Which is why we have kick-started this, and of course all of us will be coming up with it very soon. I am sure you would have also had class with Kriti ma'am also, or you'll be having the class very soon. So don't worry, right? So now, of course, students, I would not like to waste too much of your time, right? We are going to get started. Now, of course, as I always say, when you come to class, or especially when you attend my class, there would be few things that I always tell you. First and foremost, please make it a point that you have your notebook and textbooks open. Now, more than notebook for today's class, I would suggest you have your textbooks open, because if you want to mark some important concepts, you can do that. Second, of course, have a pencil ready, pencil, pen, eraser, all of that. Don't run in between and say, ma'am, wait for me, I'll go get my pencil and come. No, go get it now. If you don't have it with you, you go get it now and you come. Next up, have your water bottle, because hydration is very important. In case if any of you are hungry in class, because this particular class is happening at 8 p.m. for those of you who are wondering later. Since this class is happening a little late in the night, in case if you want to eat something, you can eat. I would never say no. Now, of course, be in a quiet place to study, right? If you are studying, if you want to dedicate and commit, say, okay, I'm going to be in Aishwarya ma'am's class for 45 minutes. Then commit 45 minutes. Don't come here and waste time. Then later what you will do? You will spend 45 minutes here. Then you will watch some 5-6 sessions like this and waste 2-3 hours. And then in the end, what would have happened? You would have only spent that much time, but you would have not really effectively studied, right? Which is why very important that you all pay attention. If you're here with me, stay till the end, right? Or in case if you have something, come back and watch the class, because this will definitely help you, right? Now, very important thing which I am going to face throughout my class today. Ma'am, is there mentee? Is mentee happening? Absolutely not. No mentee in bold letters. Please, for students who will join later in today's class, tell them that also mentee is not happening. Now, at the same time, thank you, Purvi. Please don't say I am ignoring you. I am also a human being, right? Chat is running so fast. So sometimes there could be a chance I'll miss your name. Now, it is not that today I have decided that I will go ahead and I will ignore these students today. I don't come with the agenda, right? I come with the agenda that I have to teach as many students as possible. So today we will be not having mentee quizzes, but rather we will be doing YouTube polls. So in the YouTube live screen where you are doing the live chat, polls will appear which will look something like this. Later on you will get to see. There you can vote and I'll see majority of you or how many of you have done well, right? Ma'am, is there poll here only? Yes, today only poll. Next week we will do mentee. See, always understand that I cannot kickstart a series or I cannot kickstart your preparation with mentee, right? I'll have to first teach you something, which is why I'll first teach you with, PPT, I'll explain, draw. Then when you get started, then I will make it easy. Somebody says, ma'am, you are very strict. I'm not strict. I'm actually very relaxed. It's just that I say these things beforehand so that mid-class you don't keep asking me. Yes. Now, one more very important thing is that we need to have good number of likes in today's class, right? So I will appoint a like leader. That means today we will have a like leader or a person who's going to be in charge of making sure that we hit our like target, right? So Niharika is telling, ma'am, you are very strict. So today Niharika is going to be our like leader. Yes. So Niharika, you are my like leader for today. That means what you have to do, Niharika has to tell that, or Niharika has to remind everybody to not forget to hit the like button on the video and make sure that we achieve our like target of minimum 100 likes. I know we can achieve this. 100 likes. Yes. Shaurya also wants to be, right? Okay, chalo. Shaurya also, you be the like leader for today. So my like leaders for the day is going to be Shaurya and Niharika. Okay? Yes. So all of you who are very new to my class, I welcome you all. Please don't think I'm very strict. I'm not a strict teacher. Just few things I set up before in class itself so that it becomes easy, right? Ma'am, I will not like if you keep ignoring me. Dharmishra, I just told you. I don't come with the agenda that I want to ignore people, right? Ma'am, I also want to be, array, you be regular in class. All of you will get a chance to be like leaders, right? All of you will get a chance to be like leaders. Okay. Now, of course, right, before I get started, how many of you have registered for ANTHE? Or you say, or tell me how many of you know about ANTHE. You be honest. If you say, ma'am, I don't know what is ANTHE, it's fine, right? Hey, it's okay. Y'all don't take all this so seriously. Why you take all this very seriously? Ma'am, me. If you don't know also, you be honest, right? Ma'am, I don't know. You keep telling about ANTHE, but I don't know. I don't want to listen also. Don't say that. You listen to me now. But of course, at the same time, if in case, right, you don't know what is ANTHE, or if you have not registered and you don't know what is ANTHE, it is okay. Because I understand that as much as we tell you about ANTHE, you will think, array, why should I write? What is the purpose? You know, we think about all of this, right? So very quickly, to make things easy for you, ANTHE that is there is Akash National Talent Hunt Exam. Now, this is a simple talent hunt exam that is happening for all students from grade 7 to grade 12. Now, you will be thinking, arey ma'am, why should this is not going to give me any extra marks. No, you're not going to get extra marks in your school saying that, oh, this particular person wrote ANTHE, chalo, I will give you 5 extra marks. You're not going to get extra marks. So then what is the benefit of writing ANTHE? Arey ma'am, you are not giving me marks. I am not getting anything out of it. Or am I really getting something out of it? See, understand that when you are writing exams like ANTHE or if you are writing NSO, the only biggest benefit that you will get, right? The biggest benefit that you will get is the fact that you will get exposure, right? You will get exposure. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that tomorrow, much later when you are in 11th standard, 12th standard, or every time, future may, right? Future may, whenever you want to write some competitive exam, right? Or you have to write some entrance exam. Writing such exams very early in your life, right? So let's say when you're in 8th standard, writing all these exams very early will give you some confidence. You will get an idea of how to study, how to solve tough questions, how to prepare for such examinations, which is why what I would like to tell all of you is that giving such examinations very early, no, that is going to be helpful for all of you. Now, of course, NSO stands for National Science Olympiad, right? So now, of course, this stands for National Science Olympiad, and all of you can register through your school and it is going to be very helpful. Now, how to register for ANTHE, how to register? So in the description of this video, you will find a link. You have to go click on that link, and then when you click on it, it will take you to the ANTHE website. They'll ask you for a few details. Fill that properly. Yasir, Angel, you ask me your questions rather than telling me that you are ignoring, right? So this is why you have to write ANTHE. Now, it's your call whether you want to write or no. If you say, ma'am, no, still I will not write, it's okay. But much later on in your life, when you write that entrance exam, you will remember me telling you this. I remember Aishwarya ma'am telling, if I had written that ANTHE back then only, it would have been so easy for me. I wouldn't have to worry. Now, next thing. Once you click on the link, you can give examination online or you can give offline. Now, online, ghar se you can give the examination, no registration fee, absolutely free, right? While offline exam, you might have to go to some Akash center and write it, and there is a registration fee for that, okay? So that is one extra thing that I would like to tell you. And these exam dates are happening between 7th to 15th of October, so you have to register very fast because registrations will close. How to register for NSO? You have to register through school. So ask your school teachers, right? There will be a representative in your school where there will be one teacher who's responsible. So please go ahead and ask them, right? NSO will be through school, while ANTHE is through our website. Yes? Now, how many questions, right? You will have a total of 40 questions which will come in. You have from science, you will have mathematics, and of course you will have mental ability. And as you all know, right, mental ability and mathematics, Arsh ma'am will take, science we will all be preparing you. Okay? Now, of course, very quickly, moving on, let's have a look at the syllabus. Now, before I go ahead, are we all clear? Are we all clear with ANTHE? Any doubts so far that you have that you want to ask me? Yes? Thank you, Ronald. Thank you so much. Yes, Saroj is asking me about reproduction in animals. I will tell you the syllabus, right? No, ma'am, no doubts. Okay, we are clear. No, ma'am, you are ignoring me. Angel, if you don't tell me what is your doubt, how will I? If you only tell ignoring, you should ask me your doubt, no? Okay, tough questions will come. Ma'am, I have participated in another talent exam. Can you tell me how to prepare? See, when you are preparing, main thing for competitive exam is to participate, right? Or rather give more and more questions. See, studying for this will not be the approach. But solving more questions is what you have to do. Yeah, sir, my eyes were it was stuck to the live chat. And I did not see your question. So, very bad. Huh? You didn't tell me your question. Now, of course, next up, this is going to be your syllabus, okay? So, again, what are all the chapters coming? You have physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and mental ability. Yes? Now, physics may force, pressure, sound, friction, and chemical effects of electric current. Chemistry may coal, petroleum, combustion, and flame. These two chapters are coming. Now, next up, we have biology. Now, that is what I focused, right? Biology may, what do we have? We have crop production and management, which we have studied. Microorganisms, friend and foe, which we have studied. Conservation of plants, which we have studied. Reproduction in animals, which we have not studied yet, right? That means, at least on YouTube channel, I have not actually checked that out. Rather, I have not taught that yet, which is why in this particular case, this topic, you can watch the earlier one shots, or else, of course, as you all know, if in case I will be taking this topic up very soon, either Ankita ma'am or I will be taking it up, and we will make it a point that you are able to understand. Okay, so are we clear? How many of you want to take a screenshot of this? If you want to take a screenshot, please go ahead and take it. MLB Dreamer, we are just getting started, right? Okay. Ma'am, what is combustion? See, that is Kriti ma'am will be the better person to answer chemistry-based questions, to give you one. Ma'am, how to register online? Go to the ANTHE website, hit on the registration, right? Register now button and you will be getting the details where you can register. Arsh ma'am has also made a short on how to register. Go check that out. Yes? Ma'am, can I give an exam for a particular subject? Because I want to give only for bio. See, at your grade, it will be very difficult because normally it comes as science. And of course, later on, if you want to write NEET also, it can't be like you'll write only bio. You'll have to write, you'll have to write physics, chemistry as well. So, no letting go of physics and chemistry. ठीक है. Are we ready? Are we all ready? Okay. Chalo. Now, I took some 5-10 minutes to give you an example. Ma'am, what teacher are you? I am a biology teacher. I mainly teach biology. Yes? Ma'am, आपके गले में दर्द है. अरे, is my voice sounding like that? गले में दर्द हो जाएगा बताते बताते कि comment. Okay, fine. चलो. Paper is objective. Yes, paper is objective. Ma'am, कल मेरा exam है. All the very best. Best of luck to you. ठीक है. So we'll get started now. 15 questions and of course, I hope you are all ready. Can we have the polls, please? Ma'am, why are you telling yes? I am telling yes for somebody else. Yasir, I am telling yes for someone else. Yes, I remember all of you. ठीक है, let's get started. Now we have 15 questions and poll will come soon, right? Okay. Which of the following should be taken care of while sowing seeds? Option A, it should be sown at the right intervals or spacings. Option B, it should not be sown very in dry or wet soil. It should be sown at the right depth. Or is it all of the above? Now the poll is live for all of you. You can give me the answer. Which among the following steps should be taken care of while sowing seeds? Yes? Very good for those of you who have scored very good marks in your examination. Just give me one moment, students. Okay. All right, poll is happening, 85 votes in, and I can see that 80% of you have given me the correct answer, right? So in this case, of course, the correct answer here is option D. So we can end the polls now. Now, as you can see, what should we take care of while sowing seeds? We need to make sure that they are sown at right intervals or at right spacings. They should not be too close to each other. Otherwise, what will happen? There will be crowding that will happen. Yes? Now again, it should not be sown on very dry soil. If it's too dry and there's not enough water that is needed by the seeds to grow. If it is too wet, it can damage or it can allow or promote microbial growth, right? Now, how will sowing soil at the right depth be helpful? Now, if it is closer to the surface, we see that there could be animals that will come and take the seeds and go, right? If it's closer to the surface, there is a chance that they can be dislocated off, which is why we need to sow it at a certain depth, which is why in this case, the correct answer here is option D. Okay, Arpita, I might not be able to give you the explanation for it right now. Can I do it towards the end of the class? Okay, so with this, students, all of you have scored 1 out of 15. Let's see if my class today can get 15 out of 15. So this is a challenge for all of you. Can we score 15 out of 15? Yes or no? That is our challenge, which is why that is what we need to, sort of aim towards. Okay, awesome. 1 out of 15, 14 more questions to go. Ma'am, in your opinion, is ANTHE easy or difficult? See, some questions in ANTHE are very easy and you can solve it because we've given you that practice. But some amount of questions in ANTHE require you to think a little bit, which is why I'm sure that if you have an understanding of approach to solve, ANTHE will be easy. Ma'am, if we want to test for good seeds, we have to put it in water, no? Yes, we have to. So the lighter seeds or damaged seeds will float, good seeds will sink. ठीक है. Yes, Vaishnavi, tell me your doubt. Ma'am, try करेंगे, जरूर try करो. Next question is match the following, okay? So here on column 1, we have Penicillium notatum, yeast, rhizobium. In column 2, we have production of bread, nitrogen fixation and antibiotics. Make sure that you match it and then go ahead and tell me which among the following is the correct answer. The poll will come to all of you very soon. Yes, if poll doesn't come also, you give me the answer in the live chat. Yes, poll will come. Let's see if I can set it from my phone itself. That way it will be simple, now. Okay. Poll is live now. Poll is there. Now you can all give me the answer. Reproduction ka question will come in the end. Ma'am, how to get notification for your live class? So, if you open this video, right? If you open this video and towards the side, you'll be able to see a bell icon. Or if you go to the channel, there'll be a bell icon. Click on it, you'll get the notifications. Ma'am, bio exam was really good. Thank you for teaching me. So sweet. Happy to see that the bio exam went well. Now I see that very few likes are there. So many students joining, but very few likes. Students, we need to hit a like target of 150 likes. Shaurya has set a very high bar, 345. Our like leader wants to break targets. Ma'am, why do you not write in digital board? I am writing in a digital board. See? Ta-da! It is a digital board. Okay, the poll is live. Many of you here are giving me the answer and majority of you have voted for option B. Very good, very good. Okay, so let's see if you're all correct or no, right? Now, what is Penicillium notatum? It is a fungi and we know that Penicillium notatum, or from penicillium, we got the first antibiotic. So, correct answer is option 3. Now, next up we have yeast, which plays a very important role in the, in the production of bread. Then, of course, we know that rhizobium that is there is important, or it's a plays a very important role in nitrogen fixation, and it plays a key role in biological nitrogen fixation, which is why in this case, as you've all voted, the correct answer is option B. So very good, 2 out of 15. Well done. Yes. Ma'am, how to register online? Please, I'm not able to understand. See, it's very simple. Go to Google. Type ANTHE 2023. There will be an option which says register now, right? So click on that. And when you click on it, they'll ask you for some details. Just fill on it, right? It's very simple. Very good. So quickly moving on to the next one. Question number 3 on your screens. Arey, simple. Easy peasy question. Country X has a rule that requires anyone who chops down a tree to replant a new tree within the same area. Now, why do you think such a rule exists? Is it because they want to prevent noise pollution? They want to prevent land pollution? They want to conserve natural resources? Or because they want to ensure that more than 40% of oxygen will be there in the atmosphere? Okay. Dakshita, see, first and foremost, it should be your NCERT, okay? First and foremost, if you are CBSE based, then you have to make sure that you are having your NCERT textbook. Then for grade 8, I will always recommend that you have, see, Lakshmi Singh, Manjeet Kaur publications. Those are good books as well, right? But again, more than enough is your your NCERT and NCERT exemplar. Because if your school follows NCERT, they will ask only from NCERT, right? If it's affiliated to CBSE. Ma'am, reproduction is there in the channel. Absolutely, it is there. You will be able to find it. If not, I will pin the link of that particular video in the comments, right? Okay, MTG is also okay. But sometimes I always feel like those are some high-end questions, but it's fine. If you have MTG also, it's okay. It's a good book. Yes, Charan, I remember you, remembering all of you. Hello, Nikhil. Thank you, Yasir. Ma'am, no poll hai. All the very best for your examination. This is little tricky, but think about it. Okay. Now I see that 58% of you have voted for option C, right? Very good. Now in this case, we can end the poll and I can see that all of you, let's see if you have done well. Now we're talking about country X, which says that if we chop down a tree, we have to replant it within the same area. Now we know that the consequence of deforestation, so chopping down trees at a large scale is what we call as deforestation. Now of course, when you think about it, we see that if deforestation happens, we see that it can lead to soil erosion, it can cause drought, eventually it can lead to desertification and global warming. Now along with this, we also know that it can affect various natural resources, right? So this is our understanding that various natural resources get impacted. Now along with that, it also contributes to loss of habitat because so many animals will lose their, homes, and along with that, it can lead to various other climatic changes that can, affect natural resources. Which is why, right, we see that the main intent is to conserve natural resources. Now, let me ask you all one thing. It says that to ensure that there will be more than 40% of oxygen in the atmosphere. Now, I'll agree with you if you tell me, ma'am, we should plant trees to increase or make sure that there is more amount of clean air that is available, right? There is a difference between saying that there should be clean air versus 40% of oxygen in the atmosphere. What is the percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere? Can you tell me? What is the percentage of oxygen in the atmosphere? How much oxygen should be there? 45-50%? No, right? We have 21%. Now, think about it. In atmosphere, we have close to, say, we have 78% of nitrogen, we have about 21% of oxygen. Then, of course, we have in small percentages, 0.04%, we have carbon dioxide, and less than that, we have all the other gases. Now, my question to all of you here is, if 40% of oxygen is there, you know that oxygen that is there, now again this comes back to combustion or burning, right? We know that if there is too much of oxygen also, that's not good. So this percentage is maintained so that it's the right amount and flammable things they don't get ignited when there is too much oxygen, right? So we need to, if it is 40%, we will combust. Exactly. So that's why that percentage is important. No, that percentage is important. It's a different thing if the option said that there should be clean air, because we know that over the period of time, we know that the carbon levels have been increasing. So thereby, if I plant more trees, it will actually bring down my carbon levels. And that is again good for me because it will give me clean air. That is different. But this is different. Are we clear? Anthe is free. Yes, anthe. We will, in the sense when I say we will combust, it means that flammable things can combust, right? So that is what I mean by it. So lighting a small flame could lead to a drastic explosion if we had more percentage of oxygen. So that is what I mean by that. Ma'am, wouldn't land pollution also be curbed? Land pollution is different. What is land pollution? Land pollution could be when you have plastic or when you have these landfills and a lot of unwanted particles which will not easily degrade, right? Land pollution is different from soil pollution or soil erosion rather, I would say. So in this case, which is why I would say that correct answer is option C. Ma'am, you broke No, they will send it today. My 7th grade students have told me, ma'am, you have broken the promise. I have not broken the promise. It's on the way. It will come. If it doesn't come also, I will make sure it comes. Okay, term 2 preparation soon. Pearson book. Lot of questions are there. It will help. Ma'am, afforestation versus reforestation, right? See, afforestation is a practice where you grow new. See, you imagine. Now, this is an area. There were trees here, okay? There were trees here, but over a period of time, these trees got cut. Now, if I go back to that same area and I grow trees, then I call this as reforestation. While if in this place I cut my tree, but in some other place I go and I grow my trees, right? In some new area where forest was not there, I decided to grow trees or make a forest. Then I call this as afforestation, right? So here we are making a new forest. Yes? I hope we are clear with this. Now we'll move on to the next question, question number 4. But majority of you got the answer correctly, so 3 out of 15 for all of you. Quickly, let's go on to the next one. Now here we have an organism that is given to us, right? I identify the given microorganism and then make sure that we identify the incorrect statement. So can you all tell me what is this organism? Arey, so easy. What is sound? Internal, external force. All Saurabh sir. Best explanation you will get. It's not that I will not be able to answer, but my explanation will be very bad. So, better that Saurabh sir teaches you, right? Very good. Now, let's see our options. You've all understood that it's fungi or bread mold. Now, based on this, tell me which of the following is an incorrect statement regarding this. It is a saprophyte commonly called as black mold. It reproduces by the means of spores. It results in spoilage. Or it is a parasitic fungus that causes various diseases in plants, animals and human beings. This is very, very simple. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. Okay, let me see. In the meanwhile, as you all answer, I see that there are just... We have crossed our like target, so I would like to congratulate the like leaders, Niharika and Shaurya, for hitting 110 likes. So very good, you've done a very good job. So how about Shaurya and Niharika? We take it to the next level and maybe aim for 180 likes on this video. Yes, Niharika is here, Shaurya is here. Or did you all leave the class? Yes, of course, I do. Class 7 students, you do have class. Yes, I remember all of you. Yes, Vatika, yes. Easy peasy question. Ma'am, ho gaya. Awesome. Okay, then let's see, right? So here I can see that close to 120 votes are in and 43% of you. So there's a 43% says option D, 33 says option B. Option A, I mean. Okay. So we can close the polls, and although majority got the correct answer, some of you still got confused. See, what is black mold? I mean, what is this bread mold? Now, bread mold is also called, or rather I would say the technical name is rhizopus, which is also commonly called as bread mold or black bread mold, right? So it is a saprophyte, which means naturally it is found growing on dead and decaying matter. Now along with this, we know that they require a moist surface to grow, right? Which is why we know that moisture is essential for them to grow. Now how will they reproduce? We know that they reproduce with the help of structures called as spores, yes? And of course we know that normally they are found growing on bread which is spoiled, which is why they also result in spoilage. But now of course, right, can I say that it is a parasite? Parasite is different from saprotroph. We know that based on the mode of nutrition. Now here of course we know that saprotrophs are found naturally growing on dead and decaying matter, while parasites are found growing on living organisms, wherein we know that they will take the food, or rather they will weaken the host and then take the food, right? So we know that it is a parasite. It's not a parasite, but rather it is a saprotroph, which is why the incorrect statement with respect to this is what we call, or option D is the incorrect statement. Are we all clear? Hello Nikhil Kumar. Ma'am, please say some Hindi word because it's our national language. Arey, I know Hindi, right? Just that I don't speak in Hindi that much. It's just that when I'm teaching, it's difficult to be fluent, but I know Hindi. Ma'am, will you change like leader every day? Yes, I will change. Ma'am, I will try to make you laugh. I laugh very easily. I'm easily impressed that way. Ma'am, can you all do it fast? I'll do it fast. Easy peasy. Now anyway, most of you got the answer correctly to this, so I'm going to give you 4 out of 15. Now I'll pick up the pace, okay? Now we will go jaldi, little bit more. Next up, which among the following is not an endemic animal species? Option A, Asiatic lion. Option B, purple frog. Option C, lion-tailed macaw. Or option D, none of the above. Which of the following is not an endemic animal species? So I am going to pick up the pace for this, which means I need you all to stay till the very end. Yes? Okay. Yes, all right. See, right now we are here to study, right? I know some of you are more comfortable in certain other languages, but anyway, you will have to write in English, no? Which is why I'm making it a point that you all start getting a little comfortable. Ma'am, in a particular area, right? If I answer that, then I'm leaking the crux of the question. Sneha, increase the settings. You will be able to see better. Okay, poll is there. Many of you have given me the answer. Now, oh, good competition is happening between lion-tailed macaw and I can see between none of these. Let's see what 32. Okay, let's keep the poll running for 2 more minutes. I want to see what becomes the majority. Ma'am, my screen time, jaldi I'll do, don't worry. Yes, Sanjog. Okay. Ma'am, दिमाग से ऊपर जा रहा है. Don't worry, I'll teach you this. No problem. Okay, we can end the polls. And 33% says that, ma'am, lion-tailed macaw is not an endemic species, while 31%, it is a very narrow percentage, but around 31% says that it is option D. Actually, 32 and 31 to be honest. Baki ka it is all percent. Now, what is an endemic species? An endemic species is either any plant or any animal which is found exclusive only in one area. That means that if we have the Western Ghats, right? If this is the Western Ghats. Now, why am I giving Western Ghats as an example? Because in Western Ghats, we find some plants and animals that you don't find anywhere else. You find it only here, right? So, this is what we call as an endemic species. Now, in this case, if you look at Asiatic lion, now Asiatic lion is an endemic species, right? So, this right here is an endemic species which we normally find in the Gir region of Gujarat. Now, next up, what do we have? Our next option was purple frog. Now, both purple frog and the lion-tailed macaw, right? Always remember, these are some examples which are there. both the purple frog and the line-tailed macaw are endemic to the Western Ghats, right? Western Ghats, think about me, I am from Karnataka, yes? So that means Western Ghats are mainly there in Karnataka, mainly, again, of course it extends across other states as well. Now in this particular case, all three are endemic. That means what? Correct answer is none of the above. It says which is not an endemic species. That means all these three are endemic. So in this case, correct answer is option D. Now it was a slight percentage. 1% difference was there, so I will give you marks, right? I'll give you marks for this even though some slight percentage of you went wrong, which is why in this case all of you have got 5 out of 15. Yes? Moving on to question number 6. Now we have Venn diagram. Did you ever think that maths ka Venn diagram is going to come in biology? No way, right? Now, of course, here we have a Venn diagram where we see that one way you have traditional, on one side you have irrigation method, and then you have modern. Yes? Now you have P and Q. Now what you need to do is you need to identify what is P and Q here. Yes? Let's have a look. 4 options are given to you. Now identify which is correct. Alain, please don't say that I quit. See, I know many of you here might be struggling to give me answers. Now, there are 2 reasons why you are struggling. You might be struggling to give me answers because, ma'am, I don't know the concept, or you don't know how to solve, right? If you don't know the concept, then you have to study that concept. So, what's the one shot of the concept bite? Or you ask me, ma'am, explain that concept. Next, if you don't know, right? If you don't know how to solve, just come for more and more classes where you learn techniques to solve. Solving is not going to come in one day. One day you will not become pro and you will crack all competitive exams. Practice only what makes everyone perfect, no? And first of all, there's no concept of being perfect as well. Practice makes us better and better. That's all. Okay. So please don't say that I quit. Ma'am, poll did not come. Poll is there. Piece of cake. Haha, I'm so happy to hear that. Very good. Piece of cake. Many of you, I can see 75% of you have given me the answer. Janani, you will get it in the Telegram channel. Although my kids are telling me that I may not send the notes, I will send the notes today. That is my promise to all of you, right? Ma'am, the questions are not on my level. Is it below your level or above your level? Ma'am, everybody please like. Yes, like the video very, very soon. Chalo. Many of you have voted. We can end the polls. Close to 74% of you have given me the answer as option C. Yes? Ma'am, it is above our level. Smooth like butter. Oh, below your level. It's okay, don't worry. See, we're talking about something which is an irrigation method, but it is traditional, right? So here, as you can see here, P right here could be anything. It could be moat, it could be rahat, it could be dhekli, it could be chain pump. But Q here should be an irrigation method which is modern. So most likely what could it be? It could either be drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation. So you need to look at an option which says that A is a traditional method, P is a traditional method and Q is a modern method, which is why in this case we see that the correct answer here is option C, which says P is chain pump and Q is drip system. Very good. So all of you here have got 16 out of 15. Easy peasy. Yes? Very good. Next question. Which of the following is not a consequence of deforestation? Species getting extinct, desertification, enhanced greenhouse effect, volcanic eruption, or climate change. Now these are the 5 statements given to us and you need to identify based on that which is the correct answer. Sanjog. Arey ma'am, very hard. Okay, I can say that there are kids who are ranging from, ma'am, very easy to very hard, right? Okay, that's a very interesting fact that very interesting thing that you have told me, Shubhangi. Okay, concepts are clear, ma'am, CC. Yes. Ma'am, very hard question. This is very easy. This question is general knowledge, I'll tell you. Very simple and easy. Charan, yesterday say you've been telling me, ma'am, I want to ask you something. Tell me. But I hope it's an appropriate question. That is one thing I'll tell you. If you ask me something inappropriate, then that is not acceptable, no? Okay, ma'am, D. Many of you have voted for D. 54% have voted for D. We can close the votes. Now, let's have a look. Answer is D, by the way, but let me explain also. What is deforestation? Like I said, deforestation is cutting of trees at a large area. So you have chopped down so many trees. Now, when you chop so many trees, what will happen? Living organisms will get affected, no? Living organisms will get affected and there will be loss of habitat. Now, as a result, over a period of time, we know that soil erosion will happen. The soil will lose its fertility, eventually resulting in desertification. Then we also know that the carbon levels or the carbon dioxide levels will increase, resulting in greenhouse effect and thereby overall increase in temperature of the earth, resulting in global warming. Then we also know that this can cause climatic changes, which is why in this case, we see that volcanic eruptions is not a consequence of deforestation, because we know that volcanic eruptions are due to certain sudden movements that happen inside the earth, right? Which is why the correct answer here is option D. Ma'am, what is the meaning of the third option? Enhanced greenhouse effect. Greenhouse effect is when there's a buildup of greenhouse gases that will not allow the emission or which will not allow the heat energy of the sun to pass out, right? So when sunlight enters, they'll get trapped within because of the greenhouse gases, which is what we call as greenhouse effect. Simple. Moving on. So now you've got 7 out of 15. Let me put the marks here. Moving on to question number 8. So we have a flow chart given to us. Cutting of trees continued for a prolonged period of time can result in X. Now this due to continued soil erosion can result in Y. This is halwa question. Whatever, rasmalai question, kaju katli question, easy peasy. Hello Pujita. See, Red Data book is basically a book or a collection where they keep a list of how many endangered organisms are there, how many extinct organisms are there, how many endemic species are there. So they keep a list of all of that. Very easy Red Data book. Easy peasy questions. See, 8th grade is the best time, I'm telling you. 8th is the best time because topics are actually very easy and basic. Thank you, Kavita. Thank you so much. Okay, majority of you have given me the answer. I can see that close to 74% and ongoing, 75 and increasing consistently. I can see that many of you have given me the correct answer. Now, cutting of trees for a prolonged period of time, right? If I keep cutting trees in a certain area, I know that this right here, it can cause, this right here is what I call as deforestation, right? So this is what I will call as deforestation. Now, when deforestation remains, right, or if the land is devoid of any trees or if there are no trees, yes, what will happen? It is prone to soil erosion. Now, if soil erosion happens for a very long period of time, it will cause desertification, right? Now, no longer that soil or that area can be utilized for cultivating crops. It's as simple as you can call that as a desert, right? Which is why in this case, we see that correct answer is option A. X is deforestation, Y is desertification. And many of you have got this correctly. So 8 out of 15 for all of you. Now question number 9. Study the given correlation and then identify which is the correct answer. Heat treatment and sterilization, vaccination and X. So what is X here? Pasteurization, immunization, fertilization or inoculation. Vijay Kumar Jha, migration is when there are certain species of organisms that will migrate or they will move from one place to another. Why would they do that? Either to escape the harsh conditions or of course maybe for reproduction in some cases, right? Okay. Today I'm fumbling a lot. Just give me one moment, kids. I'll just drink some water and come. Hello, Hamdan. Hello. All my concepts are clear. Thank you, Pragati. Very sweet. Piece of cake. Gayatri, desertification is when See, for a prolonged period of time when soil erosion happens, what is soil erosion? Removal of topsoil, no? And topsoil is that fertile soil that is there. Now imagine I remove all the fertile part of the soil. What am I left with? I'm left with some soil that I cannot really utilize. So when I don't utilize it, or when plants are not able to grow, it's as good as there is no vegetation, kind of like a desert, which is what we call as desertification. What are we doing? Solving ANTHE questions. Ma'am, has anybody called you Aishwarya Rai Bachchan? No, but when I was in school, sometimes people used to call me that in a very, sarcastic way. But not really that. What is immunization? I'm going to explain. See, we know that when you talk about heat treatment, what is heat treatment? It's a way of sterilization, right? What is sterilization? Getting rid of microorganisms. So heat treatment, we know that especially when it comes to preservation, we use heat treatment. One way is sterilization, where we sterilize or we use heat to get rid of microorganisms. That is the relation between the two. Now you have vaccination. What is vaccination? Vaccination is a process of getting vaccines, right? So here we see that what is a vaccine? It is nothing but a preparation of dead or weakened pathogen or a disease-causing microbe. Now when I inject or when I insert a dead and weakened microbe into my body, what will happen? My body will improve its, capacity to fight against that disease-causing microbe, right? Now what will happen? My body is not... During this process, my body is building resistance, right? Or it is building a capability to fight against a disease-causing pathogen. Now, this resistance or the capability of the body to fight a pathogen is what you call as immunity. That's when we say, no, oh, your immunity is very good. You never fall sick. Or your immunity is very bad. You've been falling sick for a very long time. So this idea of immunity is basically how well your body can fight a disease. Yes? Now, how can I make my body ready? I can use techniques like vaccination. So this vaccination is a type of immunization. Immunization is the process where I get my body ready in order to fight it. Now, next up, everybody is asking me about, ma'am, what is inoculation? Now, inoculation on the other hand is when you will... So, in the case of milk, right? We know that if I want milk to become curd, what will I do? Tell me. If I want my milk to become curd, what am I going to do? You all tell me right now. I will explain what is one mahotsav, but please, first, add yeast. You will add yeast for it to become curd. We will add pre-prepared curd, or you will add a little bit of curd, right? So basically you are adding little bit of curd because of what reason? Because this curd in itself has lactobacillus in it, right? So it has lactobacillus in it, and then when you add this curd to the milk, that lactobacillus is already there, and when you add it to the milk, it will initiate the process. Now this preparation that has microorganisms in it, and you add it to say another substance, in this case milk. This is what you call as a inoculum, right? Inoculum is any substance which has some microorganisms in it. And this process of adding my curd to the milk such that I get curd is what I call as inoculation. So are you all clear? Excretion is very different. Excretion is removal of metabolic waste from the body. Inoculation is different, right? Okay, so in this case, correct answer is option B, and I think many of you got this right. I really didn't see the answers, but anyways, I will give you 9 out of 10. I am very generous with marks. So 9 out of 10. First curd was actually made due to either some climatic changes. See, again, there's a lot of speculation, okay, because I was reading about it, so there's no short answer. Many people are saying many things, but the first curd was actually formed when they were trying to make something. So due to some temperature, we saw that, this bacteria started to grow, resulting in the curdling process, and thereby we got curd, right? Okay, so this is the next question, right? This is the next question where we have to identify the given agricultural implement and select the correct statement with respect to it. So we have 4 options from which you need to identify which is the correct statement. Ma'am, difference between pasteurization and sterilization. Okay, so pasteurization and sterilization, I have a question on that. I'll explain that when I do that. So Van Mahotsav is basically a forest festival that is celebrated. as the name suggests. And you can tell me when Van Mahotsav is celebrated. Again, that is to promote, why conservation is necessary, right? Climate and weather. See, weather is the day-to-day conditions of the atmosphere. Climate is a prolonged, condition that you observe. I see chemistry questions coming my way. I think tomorrow Kriti ma'am is coming with chemistry questions. And yes, I think, wait, I will check on the channel. See, tomorrow you have class with Kriti ma'am. Ask her all the questions you want about combustion and flame. Screen is blurry. Go to your settings, advanced settings, change the option. Okay. Now here, of course, I can see many of you are waiting or voting for option B, which says that, ma'am, it is used to sow seeds as an equal distance and proper depth. Okay. So we know that seed drill that is there. So the image that you see is that of not of seed drill, but rather funnel sowing, which is a traditional method, right? And we know that this right here is mainly used to sow seeds as an equal distance and proper depth. The only issue with this particular funnel sowing is that it's a traditional method, which means that it requires a lot of manual labor involved in it. That's why we switched to a seed drill, which is why in this case the correct answer is option B. It is not used to remove unwanted crops, that is weeding, right? And we use khurpi. Seed drill can be used, but here because funnel sowing is shown, we cannot really mark option A as the answer. It is used to level the soil. No, we use a leveler, or sometimes we use a hoe or plow. It is used to separate grain from chaff. No, this is not the case. Again, that is winnowing, right? Separating grain from chaff, which is why the correct answer here is option B. So 10 out of 15 for all of you. Now last 5 questions. So let's pick up the pace a little bit more and let's see. The first reserve forest in India is dash. The Great Nicobar Biosphere Reserve, Satpura National Park, we are talking about the Lokchau Wildlife Sanctuary, or is it the Kaziranga National Park? First reserve forest in India. Ma'am, you ignore my doubt, Saroj. Don't say that. What is your doubt? Pesticides are substances which are sprayed to get rid of unwanted insects, which we call as pests. Pathogen, disease causing microbe. Yes? Ma'am, when do you get embarrassed? When I actually make incorrect pronunciations. Which you don't catch me for, but I get embarrassed internally. And I think about it for a very long time that, oh, I said that. And then I laugh about it, that's all. Thank you. Yes, we also have to hit 200k very soon. No, your seniors have hit 300,000 subscribers, which means that you should hit 200,000. Jaldi say, tell your friends also to, subscribe to the channel. Tiger, mind your language. If this is how you're going to behave in my class, you can leave. No compulsion. Okay. So now I can see many of you are voting, but majority of you are voting for the Satpura National Park. And very good. So we know that the first reserve forest that was there was basically the Satpura National Park. And this was the first reserve forest in India. Ma'am, I hit subscribe button thousands of years ago. Very good. So now, of course, correct answer is option B. Very good. 11 out of 15 for all of you. Next up, this is your question on pasteurization, inoculation, sterilization, everything. So I'll explain this now. During pasteurization, the milk is heated to about some degree Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds. So here, what is that degree? Yes? Is it 150 degrees, 190 degrees, is it 100 degrees, or is it 70 degrees? What is the degree Celsius up to which it will be heated up, right? And we'll heat it only for 15 to 30 seconds and then we will cool it immediately, right? Devil, first of all, what is this name? I am devil. You tell me your real name first. I am not going to call you devil. All these people, devil fighter, I am devil, daredevil, all these things. No, I am not going to call your names like that. You are all small children. How will I call you devil? You tell me your name first. Ma'am, why conservation of biodiversity is important? Because there's an ecological balance, right? We know that all living organisms are interdependent in some way or the other, which is why if diversity is not conserved, we know that it can cause a big imbalance. That's why we need them. Okay. Marine ecosystem mainly includes your phytoplankton, right? Phytoplankton is one of the major producers. There are marine algae that are there. You have some aquatic plants also. They are mainly the producers. Okay. Very good. So now, of course, with this, we can end the polls. I think many of you have given me the answer. 60% of you have got it wrong correctly. Now, we know that pasteurization is a technique of food preservation, wherein especially for milk, we heat it up to 70 degrees for about 15 to 30 seconds, and then we will cool it or suddenly chill it at 5 degrees. Now, what will happen? You are doing hot cold treatment, right? So when you do this hot cold treatment, the temperature difference will not allow microorganisms to survive. Now, how is pasteurization different from sterilization? Now, sterilization normally uses heat technique, right? So this normally uses a heat technique where you heat it to very high temperature such that you kill the organism. Yes? So here there is no cold technique involved. So that is the main point of difference between pasteurization and sterilization. Now, what is inoculation? I have already discussed. What is fermentation? Fermentation is when sugar gets converted to alcohol in anaerobic conditions. So are you all clear? Ma'am, is fermentation and pasteurization the same? No. Fermentation is how you produce alcohol, or you end up, especially in this case, conversion of sugar to alcohol. What is pasteurization? It is a type of food preservation technique. Are you clear? Balasarati, I just explained fermentation. What is it? It is basically conversion of sugar to alcohol in anaerobic conditions done by microorganisms called like yeast. Yes? Okay. Now, correct answer is option D. So, 12 out of 15. Okay. Now, many of you have doubts in fundamental questions. That means that conceptually you are not clear. Now, if I sit to explain concept, I will teach for another half an hour. So, what I will recommend is if you want to watch nitrogen cycle, you want to understand fermentation, there is a video that I have done very recently, and there's an old one shot of mine also on microorganisms. You can go and you can watch that. Yes, that will definitely be helpful. So, quickly pacing it up to last 3 questions. Next week, Thursday, Menti quiz. India has 2 types or 2 among the 34 biodiversity hotspots in the world, which is 1 and 2. Which are the 2 biodiversity hotspots? We have 4 options from which you need to identify which is the correct answer. Vivekanand, what is threshing? You are literally ignoring me. Arey, I did not literally ignore you. The chat runs this fast in front of me. Okay. So very quickly, let me tell you what is threshing. Threshing is separation of your stalk. So basically, when you have your stalk and your grains, right, you'll keep beating it like this such that you separate your grains from the stalk. That is what we call as threshing. Ma'am, my name is Rohan. Difference between pesticides and insecticides. So see, insecticides are there's a fine point, okay. Pesticides are unwanted organisms. Yes, unwanted organisms that will harm the crop. Now, insecticides are in general directed to get rid of insects, right? So, they could not be bad ones that could damage the crops also. So, it's a very fine point of difference between insecticide and pesticides. Ma'am, okay. Is paramecium a parasite? Not really. No. Okay, let's go on. I think I'll have a look at what is the result say. Many of you have voted for option D, Ma'am, Satpura National Park and Panchmari. So, okay. In this case, let's understand. What is a biodiversity hotspot? Now, for any place to be considered as a biodiversity hotspot, there are 2 conditions, right? Now we have so many national parks, we have so many wildlife sanctuaries, so many protected areas with so many, living organisms and a variety of organisms. So what will help me understand whether it is a biodiversity hotspot or no? So first and foremost, we see that that particular area should have at least 1,500 different types, right? They should have different types of plants. 1,500 different types of plant, and they should be endemic. That means that this high percentage of plants should be unique to that area. Now along with that, right, another condition should be that they should have, say, 30% or less. Yes, so they should have 30% or less of its original natural vegetation. That means that at the moment they should have 30% of its original vegetation that initially was there from the time before. Which is why, if you think about it, the eastern Himalayas and the western Ghats are home to maximum endemic species, and they are considered to be the biodiversity hotspots in India. Not your Satpura National Park and Panchmari Bioreserve, because they have been given in the textbook. But here we are talking about a biodiversity hotspot, which is why in this case we see that the correct answer here is option B. Are you all clear? Many of you got this wrong, but are you clear? Arnav, I agree. We all have amazing teachers across platforms, but I hope you are able to understand what I am teaching. Poaching that is there is basically illegal hunting. Illegal hunting. Hello to all of you. Yes. Now moving on, I will go on to the next one. Second last question. Fertilization, you mean, Bhargavi? Ma'am, okay, how many of the following diseases are caused by bacteria? You have tuberculosis, cholera, malaria, hepatitis A, typhoid or polio. Yes? Vaishnavi, rearing bees at a large scale is what we call as apiculture or apiculture. Yes? Hello, my name is Aishwarya. I teach biology. Sometimes I help you out with geography also. Akshata, Red Data book I've already explained. It's basically a book that consists of information of how many species are there. It has a record of how many species are there, how many are endemic, how many are endangered. Those are the information that we find, right? Okay. I can see that many of you are confused between 4 and 3, but many of you moving closely towards option D, which says 3. Now in this case, let's have a look. Tuberculosis caused by a bacteria called as Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Cholera caused by Vibrio cholerae, which is also a bacteria. Malaria, no. Malaria is caused by Plasmodium, right? And we know that Plasmodium here is a protozoan. Yes? Hepatitis A and polio are viral diseases. Typhoid again caused by Salmonella typhi, which is a bacteria. Which is why in this case, correct answer here is option D, which is 3 diseases. But since many of you got the answer correctly, I'm going to give it to all of you. This is question number 14. You guys have got 13 out of 15 because you went wrong in one, right? Now moving on to the last question for today, which is from reproduction in animals. Yes? What observations can be made by viewing the slides under the microscope on binary fission of amoeba and budding in yeast? You have 4 options. Now I know many of you may not have studied this yet, but in case if you have not studied this yet, it's okay. Go ahead and attempt, right? Attempt it. Even if you have not studied, it's fine. But go ahead and try to attempt. Ma'am, help me. Tomorrow is my exam. Meena, have you studied all the syllabus? So, biogeochemical cycles are various cyclic processes that happen that sort of replenish, right? Or it talks about how there is movement of a certain substance. So, you have carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, you have oxygen cycle, right? So, these are all various cyclic processes. Water cycle, where your substance moves across through different phases. Yes? Soil fertility, as you all know, right? Soil fertility that is there is basically how much nutrients are present in the soil. So more amount of nutrients means plants can utilize and grow them. That's what you call as soil fertility. Yes? Okay, Vaishnavi, no problem. Deepti, deforestation is removal of or cutting down of trees at a large scale. Telegram channel, the answer or the link is there in the description below. Okay, so with this, of course, we can end the poll. Now I can see that there's a lot of mix, but 33% of you have voted for option A. Okay, so we're talking about reproduction here. Now what is reproduction? Reproduction is a process by which we see that living organisms make young ones of their own kind. So if you think about it, we see that if there is a cat, right? So we see that if there is a cat, we know that a cat will give rise to small kittens, right? So it will give rise to small kittens. Now same time if we have a dog, yes, if we have a dog, the dog will give rise to small puppies, cute little puppies. Now it will never happen that the dog will give a kitten and a cat is going to give a puppy, right? So in this case, this is what we understand as reproduction. Now how or why is reproduction important? Because we know that if a living organism has to continue for generations and generations. Now 100 years back if you see, there were human beings. Now again if you see, maybe 50 years later also there will be human beings. And it is not that the same human is living all through these 150 years, right? But humans manage to survive. Why does this happen? Because of the process of reproduction. Now reproduction can happen in two ways, right? Reproduction can be asexual or reproduction can be sexual. Now what is asexual? Asexual is when only one parent is involved, right? Only one organism. So in lower organisms like your amoeba, your fungi, your hydra, your yeast, in all these cases we see that asexual reproduction takes place. Now in binary fission, I will teach you the details of it, but in binary fission what happens is that this parent amoeba, there's only one single amoeba, will give rise to two offsprings. And we observe that the two offsprings are more or less of the same size as the parent. But in the case of budding, like we see in hydra or yeast, whatever offspring they produce, no, it's slightly smaller than the parent. Which is why in this case, what do we see? The correct answer is option A. The daughter cells of amoeba are more or less of the same size. While in the case of yeast, the offspring is smaller. Which is why we see that the correct answer here is option A. So with this, we are done with our quiz and you have all scored a total of 14 out of 15. So very quickly students, now I know many of you have doubts, lots of doubts coming my way with respect to, lot of questions coming with respect to reproduction in animals. Don't worry, I will be teaching you or Ankita ma'am will be teaching you reproduction, nothing to worry about. But very quickly, how confident are you feeling while solving such questions? Yes? What is your confidence level? I'm sure that all of you are like, ma'am, this is very simple. This is easy. We can crack it, right? So if you've still not registered for ANTHE, now is the time to register. Yes? So Shrashti and many others who are here and who are very new, I hope you are all enjoying it. I am not ignoring, bacha. Please don't say you're ignoring. And most importantly, if there are doubts that you still have, let me know in the comments of this video, right? Now for nitrogen cycle, there's a very beautiful video that I've already made on the channel. So go to the pre-recorded video section and just search for nitrogen cycle or put nitrogen cycle Aishwarya ma'am. You'll find this beautiful video. You will be able to find that and the explanation is there. Ma'am, medium level. That's okay. So is AIDS curable or incurable? So of late there has been a lot of, because the symptoms for AIDS especially, right, it takes a long time and actually HIV virus affects your immune system, your defense system. So there is a lot of treatment that is there for AIDS, right, lot of treatment options available, some successful, some not successful. So again, we see that more or less we are able to tackle such diseases. Fertilization is basically the process of fusion of male and female gamete. Yes? Okay. Yes, Joy, I hope I've answered. See, immunity is basically the ability of my body to fight off a disease, right? It's the ability of my body to fight against a disease. So if some disease causing microbe, you imagine if some salmonella typhi enters my body, right, and it starts harming me, my body should be able to fight, right? That ability of my body to fight is what we call as immunity. Yes? Okay. So with this is going to be your homework question, right? This is going to be your homework question where you have a match the following and you have 4 options from which you need to give me the correct answer. So everybody take a screenshot and give me the answers in the comments below. If you enjoyed this class, don't forget to let me know in the comments. And of course, most importantly, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the channel as well. Any more pending doubts? Let me know in the comments. So with this, students, I'll be signing off. I hope you enjoyed this class. I will be coming next Thursday again for class 8 where we will be solving some more interesting questions and it'll be a Menti quiz. So I hope you all come prepared. Thank you so much for staying with me till the very end. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such interesting information and I will see you all soon. But up until then, take care everybody. Lots of love and bye-bye.